Roblox is an interactive game site that has many different games made by developers. Each game either different or similar has but one thing that can make a game so different is its mechanics. Take for instance Forsaken, its main mechanics are its buttons to each player can pick something to a killer or survivor to play as. Or Strongest Battlegrounds to its main mechanics is the fighting. But one game makes you simply feel regret or guilty. Makes you wonder why. Why would someone do this? You know it is real, but they made it feel real, like you can't do anything but experiment. Having no other option. To making you joke around when you join. To making you feel like it's your fault that they're even in this. Well, that game is Roblox Laboratory, where you experiment with viruses on sentient NPCs, while your thirst for coffee increases. When you join, you are greeted with the opening game screen with 3 buttons. Play, randomize, and customize. I chose this skin and started it. When you join, you must leave the spot you're spawned in and find your laboratory so you can experiment on your test subject. You may go ahead and start injecting the prisoners with your viruses, or you may speak with the prisoners but at least adding their name in the sentence. You could use this to make some funny moments, but I was able to find more by just chatting. Hello, Charlie.
Why do you want to talk to me? I don't even know who I am.
Charlie, where were you before all this?
I don't know. I just remember waking up in this place. Everything before that is just a blank. I don't remember anything about my life before being here.
Do they give lobotomies here, Charlie?
Yes, they did give me a lobotomy. It was painful, I screamed and cried, but they didn't care. They just watched me suffer and took notes.
I'm not just here for the disturbing part, but the lore or story around this game, and I was able to make something out of the answers from these bots. The scientist, aka you, are tasked with experimenting on your subject in your rooms, while also having you experimenting with viruses for your subjects. The facility has people that kidnap citizens from outside of the facility. When they do this, they then take them in a lobotomy room where they conduct lobotomies on the subjects. They want to give the subjects lobotomy so they can obey. But they also do this so they make it easier for the scientists to conduct their experiments without feeling remorse, even referring the prisoners as lab rats. I also have a theory that they also make it where their scientists obey what they say by putting stuff in their coffee and why you hear voices when you crave it, and you hallucinate. In the facility they have different sections to separate the scientist. Couple more things before I end it off here. If you wonder, where do they keep the subjects before you spawn them to your room? They keep them in separated little dark boxes, like cells. Also, if you're wondering why they would the scientists won't have any remorse for the prisoner, it's because when or if you ask if the subject knows anything before they arrived at the facility, just so the subject doesn't talk about their life to guilt the scientists in letting them go. They make it where not even the subjects know about themselves, only having the people in charge of the facility having documents on them. Well, that's it for now. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 200 subs by the end of the summer. I would really like it if the prisoners could do actions that you asked for, even having them describe more about what they remember. One more thing, that Roblox Laboratory should add an AI scientist so we can dig up more stuff and stories. Okay, bye.